crazy. Now, let me tell you about that. Now, that record, now that was an unreleased record right there. And let me tell you, that was going to be the third Portrait record on Capitol, and Tim and Bob produced half of the record. I didn't trust anybody, and I know we all like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I know they told me that, and I said, the only people I trust getting down with us is Tim and Bob. So Tim and Bob they did half the record, and we did half, and Minnie was one of them. A guy named Mark Kitchen. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yep, MK, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Kitchen. He came with the drums. He was like, man, check this out. So we just put the stuff on top.
I mean, Minnie's brilliant. Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
So that was the plan. But what happened was, supposedly what I heard at the time, we were so, they felt like they had to give us too much money to do a record. Again, we were going to switch over to Ken Berry. We went to the Ken Berry version. He was like, well, guys owe $1 million for something, and maybe we could sign 2 or 3 groups, for the sake. It was just a lot, so it never came out. And, it's just like all that stuff happened at the same time, and the personal problems I had, my son's mom, it was just a lot of things hit. So at this point, I was looking at my life. Wow, I was on this high, and all of a sudden, the politics of the business just changed and controlled the whole situation. Now I feel like I'm chasing checks and I'm chasing money, and it took the fun out, because it's supposed to be fun and very easy. It's a gift that creative people have. It's such a gift, it's automatic. You don't even have to close your eyes. I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I really thank God, and I should do it more, that all I really have to do is do music and do His will, and everything that I want will come for me. And see, at the time, everything was happening so fast, and you're young. When it hit me, okay, group is not happening anymore. The game has changed a little bit. I still got good credibility as a producer. All I need to do is just do what I need to do. And so this is where we have me maturing and understanding royalties, the business, how it goes. And that's me now. I know. So I kind of wish I would have known what I know now then. But music has changed. It's not fun anymore.
No, I know. Music is just, the whole industry is going through such a radical change, and there's so much, so much independent stuff coming out, and it's just, the internet, and there's just so many different outlets of it now. It's not quite doesn't have the innocence that it used to have back in those days, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like a lot of producers are like, yeah, you can switch with the music and do it, because really you're not switching, you're dumbing down now. You're dumbing down your sound, so that's always easier. But it's not fun anymore. So once you start chasing checks, it takes the fun away. It takes the creativity away, because then you're on a timeline. And, I didn't do this. I was supposed to do this for this. It got to sound like this. It just takes your whole creativity away. When it used to be, you could be free, and certain formats didn't matter. People appreciated you of being who you were and doing who you were. So.
Getting back to doing what you do. Last year we were treated to a track by Xavier called "Was Up," which was absolutely brilliant. And there was a Danae Jones track that we found on her MySpace page. And my personal favourite, which was another, I think it was a Raphael Sadiq collaboration, Victor Duplay, that's had quite a lot of airplay in the UK on underground soul stations, was actually featured in the top 50 of a prominent DJ's list. I was one of the people that helped to break that track in the UK. So, what are your thoughts around those tracks?
Are you talking about Victor Duplay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a friend of mine. I talked to him last night. I was wondering how he would do it. Is he getting a little airplay and stuff like that?
Yeah, that track...
So I did a track with him. It was fun. I was over at Raphael Sadiq's at the time working, and I remember I was mad at Raphael because I had done some stuff for him, and I was like, man, when are you going to come and play bass? So he came over there and to the other room, and I had done a track already. I was like, said, Raphael, come play bass. And Raphael played the bass line. And, you know, he's incredible bass player. That's what I'm saying. I'm so disappointed that the little situation happened. I don't understand. And I would like to say this, too, when you edit this. I don't know if it was a misprint or if he personally tried, because I learned a lot of stuff from him. And I think he's a genius. But even if it was a personal mistake, you know, no one called me and told me anything. You know, it looks like it was just something stolen. So, and I just kind of remember, like I said, it hit me in the heart more, like it hurt my feelings because I respect him so much. And, you know, like when we were with Victor Duplay, he just came in and took him 5 minutes. And he's the type of guy, he knows not to do too much and when to play a lot. And he's just like, oh, this was a pocket thing. I come in and out here. And it was cool.
Now, that track, as I say, it's had quite a lot of airplay over here. It was, I'm not talking about Radio 1, I'm talking about, you know, the soul people, the people that know. It was one of these tracks.
Yeah.
I sent it to a guy, as I say, who's a DJ over here, who's a huge Portrait fan as well, and he just jumped all over it. It was like, right, I'm having this, and it featured in his top 50 of the year. So, you know, you're still out there, people still know who you are, and it's, you know, we'll never forget, you know, you can't lose class, you know, you never forget class. I mean, we're looking at it as well, you're responsible for some pretty amazing remixes. There was a Barry White and there was Force One Network, but the one that is regarded as a classic is your remix for Earth Girls, Love of Mine. I mean, how aware are you how well respected this track is?
You know, it's so funny when I did that. At the same time, I swear, man, I wasn't. Even the way I did my first Portrait record, I was just doing me, and I was in a comfortable zone. And I just thought when I heard them, I was like, okay, I see why they need to remix the track. The track wasn't supportive enough to do a little bit more. And I thought at the time I was so happy about rap group, first R&B group being in Source magazine. You know, I felt like I wanted to get the hip hop crowd to stay into me. So when I did that loop, at the same time, on top of the girl's classic vocal, you know, it created this thing, and I liked it a lot. I wasn't too sure. I remember that was a remix that I liked a lot. Like, I felt like, okay, I hope they like it. And I wasn't too sure at the time when I did the feedback, because I'm over here. You know, I didn't know, you know, over there as much. We were kind of like in and out, and we were doing promotions, and I still wasn't familiar with the UK like I should have been. Because our first record went over to you guys, but we didn't really, I think you guys had it as an import or something like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know too much. And so when the guy told me, when he first told me about the Earth Girls, this is one of your guys, I said, I got to hear that. And man, when that email came, it sounded so good. I was like, oh, man, I totally forgot about that. I didn't know what kind of impact it had, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a classic tune. I mean, it was one of those tracks that, you know, the remix was such a special thing in the mid-90s, and it turned, let's be honest, it turned mediocre tracks into a whole new vehicle, you know, and there was always the Untouchables remix, the Teddy Riley remix, but it just added another edge, and that was one of those tracks, because it was, you know, let's be honest, the original just didn't do it for me, and as a result the album didn't even come out. But that track, you know, your opening intro, Let's Take It Down to Earth, you know, sends shivers down your spine. It's a classic track, and just wanted to let you know, just, you know, it's still something that I play to this day, so I wanted to thank you for that.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem.
That's cool.
You know, I want to talk about, too, we didn't mention this, you know, I worked on the Genesis record.
No.
That's the rhyme.
Oh, really?
I got 2 tunes on there. Matter of fact, the 2 tunes that I did, I had something in Rolling Stones magazine, and it said that out of all the producers, I might have been the less known name,